Good day, you absolute legends. Welcome back to another episode of the Light No Sky Season 2 Challenge. Now, goodbye. It didn't have to be this way. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You read the title, which is why you're clicking on today's video. Now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, can you please make sure for me you leave a like on today's video? It really does help me out a massive deal. And please, as well, double check your subscriptions. The reason being is YouTube goes through certain cycles where they'll unsubscribe you, the viewer, from your favorite YouTuber without your knowledge or consent. And guys, I know I say it virtually every video at the minute, but it is a massive problem. And it's something that not only me, but other content creators are seeing as well. So can you please just make sure for me that you are still subscribed to the channel? If you need to resubscribe. And if you've been watching me for a while and you like the content that I'm putting out, then please do me a massive solid, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get to 100k by the end of the year. Do me a massive solid. Please press that subscribe button. You will not regret it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. So to understand the title of today's video, we need to go ahead and talk about the events leading up to it, why it's goodbye, and why it didn't have to be this way. Well, first of all, I always start my mornings battling Sentinels. It's kind of like a ritualistic routine at this point, because I'm always looking out for the very best upgrades. And from my own testing, the way to get the very best upgrades is by fighting Sentinels, getting the glass. The glass can then turn into upgrade modules, and they have a very good chance of turning into something quite nice. So that's exactly what I did. You know what, and this is actually the more exciting part of my day, because I never know what it is I'm going to get. I battle the Sentinels, I'm like, right, okay, it's like literally lottery, it's like roulette. What are you going to get? What are going to be the best upgrades? Because for this season, what I found out, especially from all the shenanigans that are going on, the multi-tool is king. And to get the most damage of the best multi-tool, you have to run Sentinels. It's the only way to get the very best of the best. And believe you and me, the best of the best comes in handy. It really does. So I played the roulette this morning and I didn't get anything that particularly tickled my fancy. All my other weapon upgrades already had much better stats from what I've found previously. So it was a little bit of a bust this morning, but I'll probably repeat it at some point this afternoon. So now it's time for some shenanigans. I'm on my way over to the Empire, and the reason is fairly simple. They have been incredibly quiet this season. They've been completing the quests that every faction has to complete in order to compete. But other than that, there's not been much noise from them. And I think they're doing what they did in Season 1, where they remained as quiet as possible and let me and Captain Steve, or should I say the 07 Brew Crew and the Crayola Kingdom, have their feud. And just like in Season 1, it escalated to the point where we wiped each other out, and by default then, that let the Empire in Season 1 be victorious. But they didn't actually do much of anything. They just literally waited in the sidelines, waiting for me and Captain Steve to get rid of each other, and then they claimed victory. And Season 2, that ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna start some escalation with the Empire and let them know that Season 2 is gonna be different. Me and Captain Steve are not going to take each other out this season. It's going to be a three-way fight. It's not just going to be me and Captain Steve and hopefully they be the victor. So, what am I going to do? Well, at the beginning of this season, in Season 2, I placed down a massive crayon in Mr. Captain of the Steve's territory, in the 07 Brew Crew territory, to let them know that I am watching them. And that actually started a lot of conflict. As we know, they touched my crayon and that led to a whole genocide. But that's beside the point. We've grown from this. I'm a pacifist these days. But what we are going to do is kind of repeat the same sort of poking as we did with Captain Steve. So we're going to put down a massive crayon right in the heart of the Empire to send them a message. The message is very simple. You are going to be watched. You are going to be targeted. You are not going to just be able to sit back in Season 2. This is non-negotiable. So that's what this message is all about, and the Crayola Kingdom is watching the Empire. Isn't she a beauty, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I love building my crayons. The crayons just give me so much joy. They really do. And it's right in the heart of the Empire, like I said, even better. Now, it is over on a hill, right where all the Empire's little bases are. I mean, Ricey will be able to see it directly from his base as a big middle finger, which is fantastic, which is exactly what I want. So what I need to do in order to upload this base, what I need to do first of all is put in the timber wall back on itself, because if I upload it with the timber wall off, then that's how it will render for the server. So I'll trap myself inside whilst I upload it and whilst I do name it, and then once it's uploaded, it will be then there rendered for everybody. And I cannot wait for the Empire to see this, because it'll start raising some alarms that I am absolutely certain of. And ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? A member of the Empire is out exploring. He's got his, obviously, survival on, PvP turned on, and he's out all the way over here. Now, when I noticed where Poison Elvis was, he was 4 hours away from me. So I've made the trek on my giant worm all the way over here just for Mr. Elvis. Now, again, I'm going to send a message to the Empire that they're not going to be sitting back on this event this time. So, Mr. Elvis, I have chosen you to be cut down as the first casualty of the Empire. I am sorry. It is a goodbye, and it didn't have to be this way. So, here we go. We're about 8 minutes away. Now, this worm does about a minute a second. So, it does an hour a minute travel. So, it took me about 4 or 5 minutes to get over to Mr. Elvis. Now, he is kind of like running about. As you can see, he's out in the open. There are no bases here, which is perfect. This is perfect for an attack. Now, I'm just scouting, first of all, just to make sure that, you know, there isn't going to be a base that he can just, like, muddle his way into. And you can tell he's trying to panic. He's going to start running unless I start engaging now. So, I'm just going to quickly swarm around him, try and get the advantage point, and then I'm going to jump down and I'm going to attack. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get the bolt caster and we're going to start the peppering. Now, I think I'm just hitting just slightly behind him. Oh, no, he's jumped off. I must have hit him. So here we go. We are now fighting. And he is firing at me, I think. I think he's trying to figure out where... Oh, nope, there we go. Now I can see the beams. I thought he was not attacking me at first. I'm like, why is he not firing? But he must have been selecting his... Oh, yeah, there we go. Now he's fighting. Wait a minute. Why is he firing in the wrong direction? Is he still thinking I'm on a giant worm? Has he not noticed that I've jumped down? Well, he's about to notice because Mr. Elvis was cut down by the Crayola Kingdom. That, ladies and gentlemen, is sure to get the Empire's message. I mean, why are all these butterflies just kind of like... Yeah, why were they all standing still? Seriously? And yeah, my worm was still going around. That's what I was checking for, because I was wondering why he was still attacking my giant worm. But yeah, he mustn't have known that I jumped down. So he's obviously not seen me jump down, and then he's still thinking I'm on my worm, so he's then trying to attack my worm. But by that point, I was already on the ground. I was right behind him. He wasn't even looking at me. I actually feel kind of bad for that now, but at the same time, it was a fair fight. So, Mr. Poison Elvis, that was a great fight, my friend. You just was looking in the wrong direction. But there we go. The Empire, you have been served your message. You will not sit back this season. The Crayola Kingdom is coming for you, my friend. You are one member down, and seeing as though you don't have that many members this season, not as much as the 07 Brew Crew, that's going to sting that little bit more. Now, there's one last thing I really want to do in order to really grate underneath the Empire. And I really want to get underneath the skin this season. So, in Season 1, they decided to claim the North and the South Pole for themselves. I have made that trek on this much bigger planet, I might add, on this worm. It has taken me, no word of a lie, even with the speed of this worm, about an hour to get up to the North Pole. So this is an hour in real time. This isn't an hour like, 60 seconds like the worm can do. No, this is an hour real time. So think about the distance here to get to the North Pole. And as you can see, the North is about to go past me. And then once it goes behind me, I'd not reached the North Pole. And that way, we can put down a base. So there we go. The North Pole has now gone around. We can circle it back and we can get it just right. And we'll get the North Pole put down. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, just finishing up the E here for the pole, North Pole. There we go, CK North Pole. We are the first and only faction to claim the North Pole. We are the first ones here, therefore it's mine. I've licked it. So that should really start getting underneath the skin now of the Empire. Ha ha ha, this is gonna be a great season. So we just need to again name it and then upload it to make sure that the Empire get to see it firsthand. But yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a wonderful, wonderful day. A lot has happened. You know what? It's always good to sit back in the chair after such a long and tedious day, but it has been an exciting day. We've cut down a member of the Empire. We've put our statue of a massive crayon in the Empire's own territory, right inside the heart of it. So really excited about that. Really happy I did that. And then on top of that, we claimed the North Pole. The Empire ain't going to get their measly hands on that title this time around. We have claimed it as a Crayola victory. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.